What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Glad to see you all in the building. You already know who it is. It's your boy Hidden Gems coming to you live and direct from the Fragrance Dungeon, Chamber, whatever you want to call it, man. We at the crib, baby. All right. We are at the crib, and man, has it been a long day. What's going on to everybody in the chat? What is going on? Yeah, I had to come on. It's not TikTok Thursday today, man. Wanted to get back to where we initially started. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, you got to have one of those lives. Every once in a while, you got to have one of those lives that takes you back to where you started. When we first started, me and Jason, we got on here just to spread positivity, talk about real things and whatnot. And as many of you know, it's been a lot going on in the community. Some small, some big, some are big to some people, small to others, but it's been a lot going on. We wanted to touch on it and, put everybody in a good mood, man. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to the chat, man. Let's get to the chat. Oh, wait a second now. Hold up. I forgot. Your boy got to get something to drink. I gotta get something to drink. I'll get it in a second, man. Let me go ahead and get things started, man. Let me go ahead and get in the chat today. All right. First up is All World. What up, Mondo? What's good, baby? Glad to have you in here, man. My guy Will, what's good, baby? He's on that vertical. Yeah. Appreciate you for tuning in nonetheless, whether it's vertical or horizontal. Hey, glad you're here, man. All right. Rockboy T, what's good, baby? What is good? My guy Sean, Mr. Clarkson of the day is Memo African Leather. Smelling good, all right. And let me see here. Let me get down a little bit. Oh, my guy Charm. Say, what's good, Sips and Sniffs chat? Scent of the day is Oud Nude by Guerlain. That is a really good fragrance. I need to go get my nose on it again, man. I haven't smelled it in quite some time, but I definitely enjoyed it. Boy, Neiman Marcus is good for one thing. They got plenty for you to try, for sure. Already. What up, Polos and Jays? What's good, Marcus? Hey, man, what's going on, baby? Miss Clark said, oh, yep, you already put that in there, Sean. Come on now. All right, my guy Percy, what's good, everyone? Scent of the day is Contralto Sospiro Perfumes. All right. Yeah, smelling good, man. A little vanilla joint there. All right, my guy Sherrod, what's good? What's good? Chief of DC, blessings to you too, brother. Blessings to you too. All right. Let me see here. David, what's going on, my man? Scent of the day is Vintage Radio. I know you're smelling plumly good. All right. Bo Dominican York. Yes, sir. My God. Bo knows. Already. What up, Raph? What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? Go ahead and turn this off. Make sure the music is all the way off. All right. Scent Boss, everybody in here, man. Glad y'all came out. Man. Today, gonna have a little discussion and everything, but man, y'all, guess what? We also got some fragrances to sniff, man. Today, I'm gonna be sniffing more than hell I usually do whenever I'm doing sampling, man. For real. Got to get this going. My guy Bo said rocking that Falcon leather tonight. All right. Who is that? Matière Parfums? Yeah, I think so. Nice. Says Shiaka Silver. Nice. My guy, he's arrived. Ah, hell. This guy, man. What up, Sister Simone? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? What is going on? Already. But let me go ahead and get to it, y'all. All right. So this week we've had a couple of announcements or, things that people relayed and people know, had a couple of losses. Had a few losses. All right. Now, 3 that I choose to note of. All right. And to show some love in the community. All right. Now, first up, as y'all know, our guy Walt, aka Fat Boy Finesse, aka the radio voice, aka I don't even know. He's got so many AKAs, it's ridiculous. But anyway, Walt unfortunately lost his grandmother this week, and so we wanted to definitely, yeah, wanted to definitely talk to him. All right, not talk to him. I'm sorry. Wanted to definitely give a shout out and send our condolences as part of this live. Um, and of course, we lost, for those of the community, we lost our guy, Jesse Jackson, you know, brother Jesse. And of course, for those who are down south, our 80s babies, hey, if you know anything about Houston, we lost a great one. Michael 5000 watts. All right. So I chose to kind of do this stream as a shout out to them and the loved ones and everybody who appreciated all their work. All right. Um, and that's what this is. So today, when we get to the gist of the video, we're going to be talking about rose noted fragrances. All right. Because, hey, look, when you go to the funeral, you want to be fresh, but for us perfume lovers and cologne connoisseurs, we want to smell good. Well, I got some recommendations for you to wear whenever you head out to, bid your farewells to your loved ones and whatnot. But first off, let me go ahead and talk about this, y'all. Look, I talked about this briefly once before, and we talked about it on the live with that I had the TikTok live last week on Thursday with Diamond, and we briefly, for the most part, talked about this new joint from City Rhythm and the Elemental called Rhythm and Sex. All right, y'all. I've been wearing this for the past couple of nights, and this has really grown on me. I already liked it, but now this has truly grown on me. Yo, all right. No, yeah, for those who forgot or those who remember, all right, we got red wine accord, plum and rose, orchid, African violet, and sandalwood. Y'all, this on skin is absolutely beautiful. Now, this is unisex, man or woman can wear it, but this almost smells like a flanker of cashmere sex. But here's the thing: the red wine accord mixed with that plum, the red wine and plum accord in the beginning is bright, juicy. Oh man, you can smell the wine in here. It's well blended, but y'all, it's bright. It comes off on skin beautifully. All right. For your first hour, that's the main thing that you're going to get. Simply beautiful. But as it dries down, as the accord and the perfume winds down on skin, man, you do start to pick up the floral aspect. All right. You pick up the rose, but you also pick up a soft, powdery like feel from the orchid and the African violet. And y'all, I have to say, I'm not always a big orchid lover, but this right here, the way they blended this with the rose is exceptional. The sandalwood in here really, for the most part, just provides a little bit of creaminess. It does have a little bit of a earthy dry down. I believe the note could be affecting that as well, kind of earthy and floral. But for the most part, I feel that the sandalwood is making this a little thicker, a little creamier on skin. But y'all, this is a really beautiful fragrance. And I don't have a discount code. Well, I do with Elemental, but not with City Rhythm. But y'all, 50 mil for $220. I got to say it's worth it, man. I got to say it's worth it to me. Now, of course, you got to go get your own nose on this stuff, all right? Got to go get your own nose, get your own idea, your own opinion. But as far as me and mine, this is good. This is damn good. Yeah. Rhythm and Sex, y'all. Rhythm and Sex. If you haven't heard about it, you heard about it now, man. Go check it out. Seriously. Go check it out. Let me put this back in here because I've already worn it 4 times, man. And that's crazy. 1 during the day, 3 nights. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and start off with this as well, all right? Recently, I went to the little wholesale warehouse for cheapies, man. And yeah, your boy picked up a little something too. From the House of French Avenue, I picked up this Safari Breeze. Now I'm not sure who all smelt this and whatnot, but I've heard some people tell me it's supposed to be a clone of Tales from Zanzibar. I really haven't gotten my nose on the OG, but let me tell you this, y'all. I wore this at work, got several compliments, and got about 3 people that actually want me to cop them a bottle of this, all right, at $50. Y'all, Safari Breeze is what that is, all right? Now, for those who don't know, I've said this over and over again, so I'm not sure why you don't know, all right? But your boy works at a very humid at times and hot warehouse. And I had this on skin, man, and when I tell you the sillage was sillaging, all right? The scent trail had people lurking and asking questions. This shit right here is some really good juice. Really good juice. And I've only worn it twice, but damn. It's right here, $50. Now, let me see something. I do know that the main Accord, the first thing that you're going to get off is a ripe, somewhat juicy grapefruit. All right. And I'm telling you, it smells very fresh. It actually smells pretty close to an actual grapefruit when you cut it open. All right. Seriously, it's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to bring this up because, look, if I got 3 people from my job asking me to get them one, it's got to be good. Because, hey, I got some people that give me compliments, but never to compliment to the point of whenever you go back to wherever you got that, give them 2. But here we go, y'all. All right. Safari Breeze. Let me get here, bring it up. Of course, your boy is using Fragrantica. Let me see here. Yep. All right. Let go. Give me a second. Is hesitating. Man, can y'all see? Y'all put a 1 in the chat if you can see the you can't see. I see what's happening. Hey, it is what it is. Here we go. All right. On here, we got Safari Breeze on here. And it's showing that the notes are grapefruit, blackcurrant, coconut, spearmint, jasmine, vetiver, oak moss, and amber. Well, off top, you're going to get that grapefruit. That's the most prominent thing that you're going to find in there. All right. Ooh. Let me see. You're going to get the grapefruit. As it begins to dissipate on, you pick up that blackcurrant. All right. Now the coconut, I'm not really getting that. And my 2 times wearing it throughout the day, I didn't really pick up much coconut. All right. There we go. Bear with me, y'all. Send Father chill out. Not sure exactly what happened on that one, but here we go. All right. Let's see if it works. Boom. All right. All right. So you see the grapefruit. All right. You see the basically enhances those notes, except for the coconut, earthy, rindy kind of feel in there as well. And man, hey, overall, this is a great fragrance. It's going to get you about, I probably say about 8 hours max, as far as what I've experienced right now. 8 hours on skin, maybe 10. This is definitely one of those. I don't know if it's necessarily transitional. I guess it depends on how your weather transitions. Here in Texas, it goes from ice to hot. So this is great transitional for Texas, man. So hey, I tell you what, go get your nose on it. Safari Breeze, man. Is my internet tripping because I started talking about clones off top? God dog. Bear with me. Let me see here. Let me get back to the chat, man. Of course, I already see the hate from Jason, man. I already see the hate from Jason. Where we go? Where we going? Let me get back in here. Hey. And my stuff is still lagging. That's crazy. I'm not even sure why. Maybe that's why. All right. Y'all do me a favor. Do me a favor, bro. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see me good now. Put a 1 in the chat if everything is up to par. All right. All right. Don't assist. Cybersecurity might. Don't do that. All right. Let Jason be Jason. All right, let's get back to the chat, man. What's up, Charm, man? Is it me or Jim's playing red light, green light on this live? Man, I don't know what the hell's going on, but we good now. We should be good. Y'all gonna get Ventilaco with these cheapies. Perhaps, Mondo. Perhaps, man. You're right, Dutch. You did tell me that this morning, man. Hey, but unfortunately, IG kicked him off. IG kicked him off and said enough of that. All right. Here he goes. Here he goes. So y'all could hear me, but you couldn't. Okay, well, everything should be straight now. All right. Everything should be straight. What over, Edge, man? You know, the usual issues. You know how it is in here. Privilege. All right. What's going on, Larry? Scent of the day is Anfar Chef d'Or. All right. Layered with Maison Alhambra, Jean Lo Immortel. All right. Nice. 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 Let me see here. Let me scroll all the way down here. What up, Nate? Nate the Great. What's good? Charm Jr., man. Hold up. This guy. And I saw sprayed that evening breeze in the air. Look, here we go. Will, what'd you say? Jim's beard was on the come up before Magic Pajamas. Now he don't care no more. No, I really don't. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, look, shout out to my guy, Betty. I trimmed it the other week, and man, I ain't gonna lie. For a second, I was like, man, you know what? I probably should just cut this off. Just cut it off. If I cut it off, maybe I get 5 years, 5 years back in the face. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. And then something happened. I was just like, no, you're a grown ass man. Keep that beard. All right. You're a grown ass man. Keep that beard. Damn. All right. All right. All right. What else, SB? Man, hopefully everything is good now. All right. All right. Now, hey, right now I'm gonna interact with the chat a little bit. As y'all know, we lost 3 real ones, all right. But for those who are 80s babies with me, or even if you're a 70s baby, you know what I'm saying? If you were in college anywhere between 97 and 2010, you have lost losing Michael Watts was. I mean, this guy right here literally had the whole nation chopped and screwed. Not just rock and roll, but R&B, rap, hip hop. He even chopped and screwed what is it, Latino music. You know what I'm saying? This dude was a movement for at least a decade. And he passed away, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, man. You know? And the funny thing about him is that I know a lot of people from Houston, a lot of the rappers, producers, and whatnot, they all passed from heart failure. A lot of them did, you know, and we all know what that was from. For all my screw heads in the chat, all right, we already know what happened. You know, too much leaning, and not enough exercise. What in the heck? Oh, there we go. All right. Let me see. All right. Hold up. That dial up is crazy. Like my Wi-Fi. Yeah, man. Hey. Okay, am I good now? All right. There we go. All right. So, yeah, Dutch in the chat, he said we lost 4 real ones. Don't disrespect Robert Duvall like that. And my son Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy just died an hour ago. You got to remember, brother, I forgot about Robert Duvall. Forgot about him. But yeah, I liked a lot of the movies that he played in. Then Eric Dane, I don't know nothing about that. All right, I don't remember that name or that guy. Grey's Anatomy was not a show that I was enjoying back in the day or anytime recent, you know. But yeah, unfortunately, we lost quite a few. But I chose to talk about these 3. All right, at this point, you know what I'm saying. That said, that syrup, yeah, it got a long-term effect on the body. It does, man. It truly does. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if my boy Michael Watts was experiencing a little bit of it, man, for real. But y'all, real quick, all right? So back in the day, I don't know about y'all, but back in the day, I graduated from high school in 01. Yeah, I'm telling my age, all right? And I remember that we had been jamming Screw since 99. All right. Since 1999, I have been banging Screw. Okay. And the funny thing about it was in their freestyles, they used to talk about fragrances, man, you know. And the funny thing was, I think that was the second time I was influenced into enjoying fragrances. And the fragrances that Chameleonaire, Paul Wall, and them used to rap about was, they called it that Jupe perfume, even though we know it to be Yope now. They used to wear that Jupe, and oh my God, that Jupe, that EDT was so god awful. I don't know how I thought it smelled good. Honestly, that stuff smelled like wearing codeine in a bottle. It smelled like syrup. Seriously, like you sprayed syrup on you. God awful nowadays. I had a bottle. I was wearing it. I don't know what I was thinking back then. It was just popular. I think they also had us wearing that Issey Miyake. You know what I'm saying? I remember the freestyles about that. Your boy sprayed on that Issey. You know. What else did they have us? They freestyling about the Aqua Digio, of course. All right, Aqua Digio was a thing, and that Gucci perfume. But y'all, hey, man, ironically, even though it was a music reference and whatnot, I went to school with that were literally out there buying these phrases just off of a group of rappers talking about what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? This is back when we had the food, you know, the shirts with the big head, Fat Albert Gang, the hey, hey, hey. Now, it was a time to be alive, man. I don't know what they're doing in college nowadays, but back then, man, hey, look, it is what it is. Well, hey, you tell Jackie she should be watching something else. I don't know, no Eric Dane. Just because your wife dragged you in there to watch Grey's Anatomy with her, all right, don't mean I'm supposed to recognize who this is. I don't watch no Grey's Anatomy, never did, probably never will, all right? For me, it's a little outdated. It had its reign for like 8 years, and then I never watched an episode in full back then, and so it's definitely not worth it now. But, you know, my condolences to Eric Dane and his family, but hey, he can be on somebody else's list of recognition tonight. For me, I'm good. Yeah, Mondo, I see you on there, man. Yeah, got to show Big Pokey, Big Hawk, you know, those two pass, you know. There's been a lot of them, but man, that whole Swisher House crew, man, when I tell you they influenced my cologne wearing for about 5 years on campus, man, 5 or 6 years, it was crazy. It was crazy. SBA. Yeah, that's probably why they did wear that yoke, because it looked like lean and it smelled like it too. Look, Charm, don't tell your age, man. Charm said, I've been working full time in 2001 after college and graduate school. It's all right. Hey. You gonna be all right. Will started my career in 90. Yeah, hey. So you're really my seniors, man. Damn. All right, let me respect my elders. Silky, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Will, I'm sorry. Hey, shout out to Dane. My girl Simone be calling me big bro. Hell, you big sis. You was a methadone counselor in 01. Sheesh. Rock Boy said that internet is definitely slowed down. Yeah, man. Maybe I need to close out some of these things. I don't know what the damn deal is, but it is definitely annoying. Let me close down some of these things on here. All right, maybe do. All right, maybe this will help. Eric Dane was multiple man in X-Men movies. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember him either. I don't remember him on there. I have to go back and see. Yeah, that's just beyond me. All right, I'll tell you what. Let me see. Let me look him up. Since they're so insistent that recognizes, man, you know. Let me see who he is. Eric Dane. Oh, okay. Interesting. So this is him, huh? Let's see. Eric Dane. Okay, I remember him from a couple of other movies. Hold on one second, y'all. For those who are like me and you don't know who the heck Eric Dane is, or you don't recognize him off name alone, Let me see if I can pull him up. There he is. All right, Eric Day. Okay. And ALS symptoms. Okay. Oh, no. That's what he was giving a glimpse of. Okay. All right. That's a bit, man. All right. Well, respect to him. Shout out to him, American actor. All right. Cool. All right. My condolences. Prayers for his family. Now get off my screen. All right. But yeah, man, look. I wanted to go ahead and pay a little tribute to him. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, hey, you know what? Let me interact with y'all. Back then, that had to be like 97 through 2010, man. Y'all, in the chat, if you care, all right, type in some of the fragrances that you were wearing during that time period. That's a 13-year time period, man. They had all types of stuff from Acqua di Gio. I think Acqua di Gio EDT was the king before Aventus. I think they had Usher. Usher Raymond had one. Sean John. All that. What were y'all wearing during that little time period? What were y'all wearing? Scent Father? What were you wearing? I know you was wearing that Issey Miyake. The one with the rose. I know you was. Oh, we're trying to figure this out. Mondo said white diamonds. That's interesting. That is definitely an interesting choice. All right. My guy SB said, what is that? Acqua di Gio, Giorgio Armani, EDT, Gucci pour homme, Marc Jacobs for men. Yeah, man. And Marc Jacobs was heavy. It was a lot of people's rotation. I never had it. I do remember this, though. That boy Nate said, I had a bottle of that Usher. You already know, man. You already know that. Mark Boy T said, Hollywood. Is that a fragrance? Is that a fragrance? Oh, real quick. Ralph said there's an increase in cases of sudden diagnosis of tumors and cancers without any underlying medical conditions or hereditary factors. Yeah, man. So y'all make sure y'all go get checked out. Y'all make sure you go get checked out for real. Will said, I still wear that Issey. All right. That with that Citrine Buddy Butter slaps. All right. My guy, Rockboy T said that CK1. Dutch coming with the long list, of course. Polo Sport, Armani Code, Givenchy Pie. Oh, yeah, that Vanilla Bomb. Michael Jordan. What is that? Sexy Pancakes in a sense. Gucci pour homme. Issey, yep. Issey W. All right. All right, Issey Miyake. Egyptian Musk Oil. Must. Cool Water, Drakkar, Eternity, and a gang more. Yeah, man. Yeah. Those are some heavy hitters, boy. I forgot about a couple of those. You know, we always talk about Drakkar Noir and whatnot, but man, I forgot that people were wearing that back then. I think I had a bottle of that Cool Water, but I had a roommate that wore that Drakkar Noir. Man, Sean John, Egyptian Musk, Drakkar Noir, ADG. Yeah, Will. All right, and of course the Procurer. All right, we got Polo Sport. CK1, Tommy Hilfiger Nautica. All right, yeah, man. Hey, back then, I think back then we wore, if I'm not mistaken, aside from that Givenchy Pie, I wore Freshies year round. It didn't matter whether, and back then we were still getting snow. We were literally getting snow back then, and I was still spraying on that EDT, that ADG EDT, heavy as hell. Boy, that was back when, hey, you get a fragrance, well, especially for the prices, hey, you make it last, man. That thing was an all-purpose fragrance. due to the price. My guy Sherrod said, Lagerfield. All right. All right. Bro, hey, SE, it had everybody in a chokehold. It was literally the king. It was literally the king before the king. Real talk. King before the king. My guy Mondo said, I wish I got into fragrances early. I missed all the original Ansar drops, and now each of them is 5,000 plus. Oh, yeah. Especially for your style of fragrance. Yeah. You know, back then, if you had gotten into it a little earlier, it would have only been 3,000 plus. But I do understand, you know, hey, if you jump in it early, some of the ones that we love, like if you go back, and that's the funny thing, because of your style of fragrance, Mondo, it makes sense because it would have been less. But nowadays, you can go get ADG EDT for pennies on the dollar compared to some of the prices of the new ones. You know what I'm saying? Which is definitely a great thing. You know, I could go back and get my Insurrection and whatnot, and it's probably like $25, and I'd still love wearing it. For real. William say, hey, cool water for sure, and Chrome. Chrome, yes. Kerr said Stetson the Avon, Wild Country. Yes, I remember that name. I never smelt that, but I remember, who was it that I think my guy Mo was talking about that one on one of his lives or one of his reviews, man. Raph said a year ago, 2 well-known actors were diagnosed with life-threatening illnesses. Within a year, they were gone. Yeah, man. You know, fellas, ladies, go get your annuals. Go get checked out. You never know what could be lurking around in your system. You know what I'm saying? Go get your blood checked. Go get everything done. You know, it's more important to be here, and it's more important to know what's going on than run in fear. Let me see. SB said every few free ace he had was 4. Okay. 4 seasons. All right. Yeah, man. Use it all year round. Nate said Drakkar and the whole collection of Curve was probably my first fragrances. Hey, which one was your favorite though, Nate? Which bottle was your favorite? The green, the yellow? I think it was like purplish red. Which bottle was your favorite one? Because I know I had my favorite. It was one I bought over and over again. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, Curve. I knew what you were talking about, SB. That said that old school Stetson stage you closed for the whole school year. Oh, for real, man. Procure said Aramis, if you was a boss, Obsession and Clinique Happy. Yes. And that's what I was talking about. So Mondo was talking about how stuff was more expensive now than it was back in the day. Hell, you can go get Clinique Happy for like $10 to $15. And back then, that was a staple. So many people were running around at the arcade smelling like that. It's crazy. Let me see here. David said, Curve, Stetson, Adidas Moves, Blue Bad Spray, bunch of random gift set fragrances. Yeah, Old Spice, Axe. Well, if you want to throw those in there, oh yeah, most definitely. Reg said Great Flannel, Mambo, Obsession for Men, of course. Raph said he picked up Givenchy Gentleman's Society Sport. All right. You picked that up today? Cool. That boy just said that's Eternity Aqua. Had me feeling like I had niche. Man, I'm telling you, back then, man, it was just a different feeling. And back then, everything lasted. Everything was EDTs and everything lasted so long. We all know why. You know, the additives and the stuff that the CDC told them they had to take out and everything. But, man, those things were, I mean, Jesus. Things were classy. But, hey, man, look. You know, of course they're going to hit me and whatnot, but you know what? I can't, all in good faith, not take a little moment to dedicate just a minute. I don't know who jams with this, but you know what? We're gonna sit back and we're gonna go ahead and jam to a little Michael Watts real quick, all right? Just for a minute, man. just for a minute. I don't know about y'all, but back in what was it, 2001? Boy, this was when I tell you it was played on every college campus I went to down south, or every black college campus damn near in the South. It didn't matter if it was HBCU or if it was just like if you went to a homecoming party at a black fraternity, this was always played. And when I tell you that people sang it word for word from beginning to end, my God.
Slim Thug, Michael Watts, Swisher House and Boss Hog. Bring it down like this, baby. This before the Kappa. We getting ready to get our shine on. I got drank by the pint, drove by the pine. Headed to the Kappa and the boss top down. Slim Thug bout to climb when I hit that G-time. If you love me, you gon' smile. If you hate me, you gon' frown. Cause me and my boss hogs in the big L dogs. Glass foes pulling hoes up and down the seawall. Crawling clean on the scene with a cup full of lean. Candy blue dropping screens when I swing, fuck a cop. Cause if I see a bop, I'ma stop. And if the bitch qualifies, she can hop in my drop. But a bitch can't talk to us if she wasn't bucking. You either be body or look and keep trucking. That's my clique motto when we up in the place. We don't want no pussy, we wanna fuck some face. Run trains on your brain, we throwed in the game. Let me see your tongue ring. Don't show no shame, your brain sand to the beach. Not this week, we gon' take your bitch and make your bitch a freak. Put that hoe under my sheets, make her eat my meat. She getting beat in my suite while you out on the street. Now that's deep, we hitting licks, we doing tricks. Got bitches sucking dick, don't
Hey,
no flicks.
that right there was a down south classic. Now I don't want to. Hey, look, let me go ahead and acknowledge this, man. Look, first of all, the Procurer, that's crazy. Coco Jones is Mike Jones' daughter. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, where he fell off, she picked up. I'll tell you that much. All right. Now, Mundo, my boy, let me just say this to you. All right. It's a bold-faced lie. Because my boy played in the band and I drove down to Grambling and we went out there. My boy was KK side. We went out there. Hey, KK till the day he died. Hey, KK side, yeah. And them boys was hazing back then. But when I tell you we went up there for a couple of parties and they played this, so I know you lying. You lying, though. I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, they played hot boys and hot, you know what I'm saying, all day and night. Oh, yeah, they on that roost, that boot. They definitely played several. Not just one, several. They even played Lil Flip. So I don't want to hear that. I know for a fact they did. Look, my boy SB said riding in an old blue Tahoe. Man, I'm telling you, classic. You already know, Marcus. Hey, H-Town. H-Town. Simone, come on, man. Come on. My boy said, look, Kiki, yeah, man. I don't know, man. But I remember, I forgot what song they took it from. I think they took it from the Hookah. I think that was a New Orleans thing. But yeah, man, hey, they was definitely, hey, and the beats still go hard. It do. The Procurer ESG selling this up, man. Look. Beating down your block, knocking pictures off your wall. Yeah, man. Hey, I done came down. You already know, man. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. I said, wait, what'd he say? 800. Wait, he said 313 something 4 8004. Hit Mike Jones because Mike Jones be on the. I don't know, but you know what it is. All right. Mike Jones always giving out that fake ass number. Man, I remember we tried to call it one time and it went straight to voicemail. It was like, you have reached Mike Jones. I was like, the hell? Look. Hey, yeah, you'll hop on and defend this. Hey, you can hop on and defend this all you want to. Negro, I was there. All right, I was there. I know for a fact y'all played before the Kappa. Now, maybe back in the damn 80s. Nah. I'm talking about, when was this? 2000, 2003, 2000, no, 2002. 2002 or 2003 when I went up there with my boy. I was going back and forth. Yeah, they played it. I don't know if somebody asked for it, but hey, it was played for sure. Mike also got a son in the NFL with the Atlanta Falcons. He was chilling with my nephew who plays with the Miami Dolphins during the Super Bowl this year. Nice, man. Hey, tell him our condolences, man, for real. All right. Just said I missed the Battle of the Bands. I came from Florida State. FAMU family. Yeah, used to be smoking Grambling and Southern and Bethune-Cookman. Yeah, you can smoke all of them. Probably smoke Walt's, the one that Walt be talking about. But I'm going to tell you this. One team that you didn't smoke back then, you're smoking out of them now, but you didn't smoke them back then. And that was Alcorn State, home of Steve McNair and John Theory. The Braves. I want to hear it. Alcorn standing up on that. All right. Military man. You already know. You already know. Nobody. Really? Really? Get out of here. Hey, no, I did not GM him, Will. He gave his number out, and people was like, I wonder if it was real. Hell, everybody and their mama wanted to know if he was really going to answer the phone. Now, who in the chat remembers him giving out that phone number like 20 times on his freestyles and his songs? And who remembers people were literally calling it to see if he was going to answer? All my friends did. We all wanted to see. The recruiter, Eddie was his real. Was not answering them calls. He was not answering them calls for real. Yeah, Rock Boy, slow, loud, and banging. See, the procurement, man, he knows. He knows. Hey, look. I don't know. What did I say? And I went to these schools with this meat right here. The Warriors. Nah, I was at A&M Commerce, man. I was at A&M Commerce. But like I said, my boy pledged KK Psy over there in the band. We played in band together in high school. I was going to go to Alcorn, but yeah, I didn't want to do it. I ain't going to lie. The dorms and everything was a little, wasn't for me. But I ended up going to A&M Commerce. My boy was over there. He tried to get on, but ended up having some grade issues at the time when he was supposed to be drum major. And so he couldn't. And he ended up leaving school. But I had friends that were at PB, one that was in the band. You know, I was all over the place. Look, for my little 5-year stint, man, I was rolling around with the Kappas, with the Alphas, a couple of Omegas. Man, we was going everywhere. I was rolling with them boys. Whenever there was a step show or a homecoming or whatnot, I was rolling with them. No, I wasn't wearing no letters and whatnot because I didn't want to take a chance on nobody checking me. All right. But I was with them to an extent that, hey, when we go, I'd roll. And I was wherever they stayed, I stayed. But I remember one thing, boy, back in the day, the best thing to do was, I think it was the homecoming for A&M College Station. College Station had the biggest homecoming for Black Greeks. It was crazy, y'all. I only made it out there twice, but when I tell y'all, it was crazy. Crazy. Every year. There you go. Rock Boy T. Yeah. I see you, Mr. Clark. Yeah, that Paul Wall, Sim Boss. He said 281-330-8004. Call Mike Jones because Mike Jones, I forget to say. Anyway, yeah, man. Paul Wall, the people's champ. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Hold up. He said he just did an interview saying that he got the number back. Well, I mean, ain't nobody trying to call him now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't put out no good music in a while. Now, if his daughter got a number, I know there's plenty of dudes that'll be trying to hit her up. But as for him, ain't nobody trying to see where Mike Jones is. They literally out there saying, Mike Jones, who? Who? I ain't heard from him in a minute. Look, went to Prairie View on spring break, man. Hey, I'm going to tell you this. Spring break, the most memorable time I had was spring break in New Orleans. I went to go visit my friend at Xavier College. And it was during spring break, and then I went back for Fat Tuesday for Mardi Gras. New Orleans women, they crazy, but oh my God. I'm glad I got out of there what I did. Okay? I'm glad I got out of there what I did because I'm telling you right now, it would not have been, I might not have left. I'm glad I got out of there what I did. Yeah, I would put my money on the fact that I think the girl I was talking to for the 4 days I was down there with my partner, I ended up, this is before I do anything, I ended up going to her mom's house to eat. And she served me spaghetti. God dang it. She served me spaghetti. And y'all, when I tell you, after I ate that, when I tell you I was so infatuated with that girl for a long time. Even after I went back to Commerce, oh my gosh, it was crazy. My boy said high school class 97 already, man. Yeah. New Orleans, back in the day, 2000 to 2010, 2015, maybe, New Orleans was that place, man. Procure said, I called. I asked to speak to Coco. Not sure her NBA fiance would approve, though. I ain't worried about it. Look, oh, Coco is not his daughter. Is not? Oh. I don't know. Hey. World said, best women in the country. Debate me. I could debate you. There's a few that might be, but then, hey, they're the craziest women in the country, too. Especially if they got that jewelry, they got that accent like that, baby. I don't care if they from Baton Rouge, they all Mondo. I think they be feeding women in New Orleans, women in Louisiana to an extent. I think they be putting gunpowder in their food, man. Something wrong with them. Something wrong with them. Yeah. Simone, I'm so glad that you asked that. Look, let me tell y'all about this. All right, Freaknik. I literally came in to, I think the last year Freaknik was on. Yeah. It was before me for sure. But no, we didn't have the Freaknik. That was an Atlanta thing. Down south, like real down south, no, we had the Kappa Beach Party. All right. And to be honest with you, the Kappa Beach Party was just as bad. It was just as bad. Seriously. We went down there, Kappa Beach Party and Texas Relays. Oh, my God. Up and down the seawall, up and down the boulevard. Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, it was a wild time. When I'm telling you, cars back to back, everybody just walking and just cruising or parking and whatnot. When I'm telling you, oh, my God. Women just flashing you. You would have thought it was Mardi Gras the way they was acting out there. Every car had a system, even if it didn't have no wheels. And if it didn't have a system, it had rims or it had both. But I tell you what, people is just out there trying to grab people off of the street. You know what I'm saying? Between the Kappa Beach Party and then once the Kappa Beach Party kind of got phased out, they started doing the Texas Relays. That weekend of the Texas Relays up and down the seawall, man, please. Hey, Yeah, unfortunately, I did, man. It was a crazy time, boy. I had to shake that off. Had to shake it off, y'all. Spaghetti, man. I came back and my mom was like, "Why you keep talking about this girl? What's going on?" And I told her what happened. I said, "Yeah, we went over there to eat with her family." She was like, "What'd you eat?" I was like, "Spaghetti." My dad hopped up and looked like, "The hell you say?" Mom was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Oh shoot, boy." When I tell you I got prayed over so much, it was crazy. Crazy work. We'll say, "Oh, Jibs, you had the top of the month spaghetti." Oh, yes. Fried fish. Yes. And homemade biscuits. Yes. Yes. Jim said of the night, Zershoff. All right, 400. All right, my boy. Hey, yes. What's going on? Straight gas. Zershoff 400. I don't think I've smelt that. I need to check that out, Ralph. Rafan? Not Ralph, but Rafan. Yeah. Damn, y'all old for real. Hey, last year the Freaknik was 99. Yeah, I was a sophomore or a junior. Nah, I ain't make that. But I think the last year of the Kappa Beach was like 2001, 2002. Then after that, they turned the Texas Relay into the Kappa Beach party. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I'd say not telling my age, but Freaknik 95 was what? Ah, hey, Procure, don't tell them nothing, man. Hey, that too should have been documented. It was documented, but I tell you what, that Black Beach party, I heard stories about that from people above me in age. I heard it was crazy, crazy work. Dutch, Lord have mercy. That boy said I was a champ at Black Beach. Damn shit. Mardi Gras before Katrina killing all that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This was in 2000. This was in '01 and '02, Mundo. Yeah, this was before Katrina. When I tell you Mardi Gras was off the chain, it was crazy. Crazy. I mean, ridiculous. Rafal said, hey, Freaknik 96, Virginia Beach out of control. And it was. Marcus said, I went to Freaknik and Kappa. Good time. Hey, for real. Hey, there you go. What up, Rick? Man, hey, Freaknik 93 was a good time, man. Hey, look, I don't care what nobody said, man. Hey, that cutoff point, boy. If you was trying to go to parties beyond like 2002, it was never the same. All right, it was never the same. Hell, house parties wasn't even the same once I got into college. You know what I'm saying? Them house parties them house parties in high school were crazy. Like now, I just don't understand what's going on. Now, in order for someone to throw a party, you got to rent out a venue. You got to do all this stuff. It's like, boy, man, tell your mama to rent out some DJ equipment or get your friend or cousin to be DJing, get them to come over there. And all y'all need is some drinks, a little party food, and y'all good to go. Send them flyers out at school, and we good. They ain't lived. Hell, but what do I expect from a generation that goes to the club, pays to sit down and drink? Well, I get a bottle and go home, if that was the case, and invite my friends over. Crazy. Uh-oh. Over here, all these messages about how they used to cut up. Boy, I tell you what, man. Rick, what up, man? Off and on Rare Reef, got you 2 hugs today. Hey, Rick. Safari Breeze. When it warms up, grapefruit, black currant. It says coconut. I really don't get much coconut, but in the dry down, you get a little amber, vetiver. Really good. Love the way it dissipates. What's up, Eddie? My bad. I see you over there, man. My fault. Love the way it dissipates on skin, man. This is really good. Check this out. When it gets warm up there, get your nose on it. Get you a bottle. I think right now it may be like 50, but you might be able to find it a little less. But yeah, man. Mondo, boy, you always speculating. Excuse me. Okay, so 400 is pretty much a slightly lighter Naxos and Decus. All right, with an incense, straight fire. I'm gonna have to get my nose on that, baby. All right, let me scroll through here where all these people are talking about their wild times and whatnot, man. As B said, or Simba said, it's ranked 195 in unisex perfume, and the ratings are above average. Definitely getting my nose on it. Yeah, man, I want to check it out, man, for real. That boy say he from Mobile, Alabama, the original home of Mardi Gras. Okay, yeah. They was going to Freak League when you was 4. That's how it be, man. Hey, look, I'm with you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Freaknik was beyond me. It was way before me, baby. Virginia Beach was a weekend thing for you, but it was plenty of wild nights. Yeah, man. Hey, Rick said we still have garage parties at your house in the summer. Got a full DJ setup. Yeah. Hey, look. I love it when you can have block parties, garage parties, stuff like that, man. Look, I told you, Rick. Hey, and speaking of, let's go ahead and get to this real quick. Before I go ahead and get to my fragrance unboxing, because I got a couple of aromatic fragrances I want to unbox before I talk about the rose fragrances. All right. Let me get to this. So, Rick, this is good for you, everybody. So I think we have solidified a date, okay? We are talking about having the get together, the cookout, all right? The fragrance cookout, okay? The weekend after Mother's Day. So that will be, let me see here. I think it's going to be the weekend of the 22nd. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken. We have decided to have it the weekend after Mother's Day. That's what we're shooting for. All right. I called a couple of places to see if we could reserve some stuff and make sure that it was good. Okay, the weekend afterwards. So, yeah. So we're talking about the weekend of the 15th. My bad. No. So the weekend of the 15th. Memorial Day weekend is the weekend of the 22nd. So, no, this is the weekend before Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. So this is what we're thinking. All right. I'm running Windows. So if I'm glitching, man, hey, pardon. But hey, we're thinking about doing the weekend of the 15th of May. All right. 15th of May is when we are planning to do the get together. All right. I've confirmed with a couple of places, a couple of dinner spots. I've put a reservation, but I got to go back and make some more adjustments and everything and get that taken care of. But as the time gets closer, but that is the date we are looking at, the 15th, the 16th, and everybody pretty much, if you're not from here, probably heading back on the 17th, which is that following Sunday. All right. Yeah. For those who have my social media information and whatnot, let me know. Send me a message if it sounds good for you, because that's what we're leaning on right now. You said close the Microsoft 360 or whatever it is in your taskbar. All right, what about now? Am I better? Am I better, y'all? Put a 1 in the chat if I'm no longer glitching. Put a 1 in the chat if it's smooth now. Okay, great. All right. So yeah, and that's exactly what it is, that 365. I was wondering. Okay. All right. Appreciate y'all. So yeah, so we're looking at that weekend. I'm definitely going to get with Walt, me, and Mo. We're already down here, and I got a couple of other people that are talking about it. So we're trying to blow it up, but we're not trying to turn this into some big fragrance event like that. What we're just trying to do is just do a weekend long get together. All right. Almost like a fragrance, a frag family meetup where we are going to involve some houses. I do believe my guy from the Elemental is going to be coming down. I'm still working on trying to get Mike from day 3. And hopefully, going forward, as I begin to interview some additional houses and whatnot, hopefully we can get some more brands to possibly show up and just come in and have a conversation, just do a presentation, and perhaps sell bottles, sell decants or whatnot, and just go from there. So that's what we're planning. All right. My guy Simba said a lot of these historic events would still be prevalent today if a few bad apples didn't act a fool and spoil it for everyone. Yeah. But man, I'm glad it's not, especially with social media being like it is, because I tell you what, I don't want people knowing. Me personally, I don't want to know what my mama was doing. I don't want to know what none of y'all was doing. Look, yep. Hey, Daytona Beach, even in the 2000s when MTV was taking over, man, that was wonderful. I wish I had made it to one of those MTV events, man. I heard that thing. I saw people's videos and whatnot. They said it was crazy out there. I wish I had gone, man. I had a couple of opportunities, and your boy wasn't taking care of that schoolwork, so parents were not about to front the bill for that, so I didn't go. I just didn't make it. All right, it is what it is. All right. Look, they said all the Florida people on here, y'all should know about them late 90s, 2000 Clearwater parties. Let me get down here. I must have scrolled up on accident. All right. All right, we back to bottom now. All right. Take a shot of something. You increase my anxiety this entire stream. Yeah, man. Look. It was definitely a time to be alive, man. But let me go ahead and get to this. All right, y'all. All right. So this is for my boy Will the Thrill. He's been asking me, him and several others. I'm not gonna point him out alone. He hasn't been the only one, but I've been getting a lot of people that have been wanting me to get my nose on the new Frostbite. All right. Now, as y'all know, my boy Deeb sent me a care package for the rest of his line. Now, I originally already had the first 4. Okay. Back here, what is it? Zondo, Platine Blanc, Royal Taboo, and what was the last one? And Carnal Desire. All right. But now he sent me the last 6, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it, man. Let's go ahead and get some of this on skin and go from there. All right. So, got the wrapper off, as you know. All right. Regular box, but I love the way it opens up, man. That is nice. I don't care. I don't care what nobody says. It's a tough box. It's not one that you feel you need to throw away or whatnot. It's nice design. I love how the emblem just fills in that little gap, lets you know it belongs. All right. Man, love the color. All right. Love that blue. Let me go in here. I love how the fragrance sits in here. Boy, it is stuck. When you put this in here, you'd have to. I mean, there's no escaping this thing without you pulling it out. All right. But here we go. And there you go. Here's the bottle. All right. Nice, shiny. You see it? You see it? Silver all around. A little see-through. Faded bottle there. Oh, I like it, man. Frostbite on the back. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. It's first impression, y'all. I'm going to give it a full wear tomorrow, but it's my first impression of, as Dutch likes to call it, hypothermia. All right, let's see. I'm probably gonna blow like 9 more things out anyway. Let me go ahead and do that. All right. Let's see off strip. All right. Okay, you definitely get some fruity feel. Okay. I get the note. What up, Melungeon? All right. Let me see here. Definitely fruity. All right. All right. I don't get anything specific in breakdown, but give me a second. Let me get on skin. Okay, on skin, you definitely get that fruity, that blueberry, I guess it would be the blueberry accord. All right. Uh, um, shit. Definitely a bit of sweetness. All right. Now, we're saying this reminds them of a blue. I think my guy Dan said it's like a blueberry. Let me see. All right. I know my boy Will said those bottles ugly as fuck. Chill out, Will. Chill out, man. So I get the fruity notes. All right. I do get a blueberry. Oh, it has mango, apple, bergamot, and cardamom. Okay, I get fruity accord. I definitely pick out the blueberry note. All right. Off top, you do get a little bit of florals. Nothing definitive. You can make out what's what. You do get a floral feel on here. I guess I'm not like it says it has cardamom. I'm not getting like a spicy effect. Maybe the cardamom is bringing out maybe a natural feel, or maybe it's bringing out maybe a earthiness. Maybe it's bringing out the florals in it. But yeah, definitely not a spice. So I'm not sure if they didn't use much or what is being used to supplement. Okay, all right. I mean, I'll first spray. I mean, on skin, this is good. Uh, I definitely see where this could be mass appealing. It's an easy wear. All right. The notes are as is, somewhat sweet, not overly sweet, but sweet, fruity, fruity floral. All right. I definitely have to give it some time to see how it dries down or how it dissipates and whatnot, but it's not bad. You know, I see why some people spray it on and they're an immediate yes or no. I only understand uh, why they would feel that way. Um, but yeah, no, I see why the TikTokers love it, uh, and it's not. It's just that it's mass appealing. This is something that anybody can wear. First spray, I definitely wear this out in the warm weather. Easy reach. It's a good smell. It's a good blend. Mundo wishes, man. He wishes it was. All right. There's nothing really complicated about this. At $50, I think it's worth the price. And depending on how I wear it, it could probably punch above its price class. But honestly, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. I think it's what, $50 to $60. That's a good purchase. All right. For those who are wanting something fruity and floral, okay, especially if you like the note of, I'm probably going to say blueberry and mango being heavy. I really don't pick up the apple necessarily specifically, but as it dries down, you do get a little more of the mango, but it's blueberry and mango, the two the two fruits that stick out. All right. And then you get some florals. All right. You get a floral feel, you get a slightly powdery feel or whatnot, or an essence of something like a soft veil over the florals. And it's good. I mean, easy wear, easy reach. Yeah. I can see why some people hyped it. I'm not going to. I think it's a good purchase. Y'all, get your nose on it. I'm going to make it my scent of the day tomorrow. I'm going to make it my scent of the day tomorrow, and I will give you some feedback. Some definite feedback as far as how it wears, how long it lasts, and whatnot. But like I said, it's good, man. It's good. Hey, y'all got to remember, I can't take the Middle Easterns, or should I say, I can't take French Avenues, all of French Avenues, and grade them on the same scale that I would a Bulgari or a Suspiro or whatnot. They're two different levels of perfumery. And to say that one is just better than the other, but they are two different levels. It just depends on what you use for, what you need them for, you know. Mundo's just a little upset right now because it doesn't have any beaver's ass oud in it. So, you know, he definitely won't be spraying it on skin. You know, it's okay. You know, Mundo don't wear nothing that the raccoons are chasing him around the backyard for. All right. So, you know, it's okay. Do you think? That's I do like the color of the bottle. The bottle color is clean, man. I won't lie to you. I like that. We'll ask Simone, you like it because you used to wear 4-finger rings. That boy said, hey, y'all remember the movie Short Circuit? Yes, man, with Johnny Five. Johnny Five. The eyebrows. Anyway, yeah. Man, was the blueberry don't last and it's into a mango fragrance. It's not as strong as it was initially, but you know, we gonna give it a whirl. I got a little more time on here, so I'll let you know if it disappears before the stream's off. That'll tell you something. I said I'm cool on mango. Mango fam, like they olding with mango. Okay. Is it better than that Vivamore? No, it's not better than the Vivamore one that Gabe sent me. It's good, but it's not better. All right. I think it could be considered better in a sense because this is actually more unisex, whereas the other one that Gabe had with the blue, it actually leaned pretty feminine. The gourmand sense, the gourmand essence of the fragrance made it lean a little more femme, a little less unisex. But I mean, anybody could wear it. It just depends on what you like, right? But for me, it's not on the same quality, but at the same time, this is an easier reach. This is going to be more appreciated. If I had the Vivamore with the blueberry and this right next to each other, and I was heading to work and I'm running late, I'm grabbing the Aromatics. Point blank period. Off of first initial sniff. All right. Remember that. This is not definitive. I'm going to wear it tomorrow, and I will get back to y'all for sure. Yes, son, John. I don't seem thrilled. I'm not thrilled. I think it's a good fragrance. I think it's worth the price. See, here's the thing. It ain't gotta thrill me. All right. I got some clones down here that I wear. You know, I wear the hell out of them, but they don't thrill me. They don't thrill me. And that's fine. This to me, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be like. I don't think this is I don't think this is a clone. Everybody on Fragrantica says it reminds them of Gisada, Ambassador Man, and Dior Sauvage, but I don't know, man. I don't know. None of those come to my mind, but at the same time, it's been a couple of years since I smelled Gisada. All right. I haven't smelled that since Curly was blowing it out of the water. But yeah. That sounds like hypothermia is Jordan from the elbow. Yeah, it's Jordan from the elbow, but at that price, it makes that elbow shot worth so much more than 2 points. I put it like that. I could say typically if I was grading it from a niche standpoint, it would be a bunt. But from the standpoint of French Avenue and what they put together with their brand and whatnot, I would say this definitely is a 3 base hit, or it could even be a home run, honestly, because I could see people easily just walking around spraying this 10 to 12 times for work, coming back probably 6 hours later, and even though it hasn't died down, they'd spray it again. This is that mass appealing. It's that enjoyable. It's just, for me, it's not something I'm going to keep going back. I will keep going back to it. It's not something that I'm going to put in my top list. Now, as far as clones, because I like this note of blueberry and whatnot, I will put this up there in top 10 right now. But like I said, y'all, let me get a full wear. I am starting to notice that the blueberry is getting a little light. It is first few rays on skin, but I am blueberry is starting to dissipate. So come on, man. Let me see what's going on. Definitely sounds like Jordan over the elbow. That says send it to World, Simone, Sean, and me a 30 mil sample of hypothermia. Don't wear nothing basic for wear. Hey, is it better than Icon? No. 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 However, let me say this. It's definitely not better than Icon. Quality-wise, anything-wise, all right? But is it an easier wear? Is it more universally worn? Can it be applied to more situations than Icon? I think so. I think so. All right. The Procura said, I got all of Deeb's aromatic fragrances. I love them all. But my least favorite is Cardinal Desire, which smells like Rayhan Crimson, which I'm not a fan of either. Guess my nose just hasn't matured. No, and actually, you're not talking about Cardinal Desire. You're talking about Royal Taboo. Royal Taboo is the one that Rayhan Crimson tried to clone. All right. Royal Taboo is Rayhan Crimson with an actual decent note of tobacco in it. Yeah. And that's fine. Honestly, I only wear it for, I've worn it a couple of times when I've gone to the smoke lounge or whatnot, but that's about it. It's not bad, but it's not exactly my top 3 either. All right. Let me get on because they already assuming that I'm over here. What up, Duck? Man, what's good, man? We talking about hypothermia, or AKA hypothermia, but aromatics frostbite, baby. Yeah, man. So not bad, not bad. Good. Like I said, we'll get back to you on that. We'll go from there. Straight opening, mass appealing. Smells like a good blend on skin, but we still got to check and see what the longevity and everything else is. And I want to see if this thing is really going to lose the blueberry note as quick as Dan Not the Man says. But all right, so we got past that. I was going to open one more, but no, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get to the point of this, all right? So as you know, dedicated the stream to some of the ones that we lost, right? Reverend Jesse Jackson, Walt's grandmother, and what was the guy's name? Dane, whatever, inadvertently. All right. And of course, Michael 5,000 watts. All right. But you know what? So I wanted to go out there and talk about a few fragrances that I would particularly wear if I was to go to one of their funerals. All right. Now, I've lost quite a few people over the past few years and whatnot due to mainly cancer. and other things. But you know, I always, you got to wear a suit or you got to wear something dressy. I prefer a suit, and I always try and smell good. Even though I'm not trying to, get anybody or whatnot or get compliments at the funeral, I do want to smell good. For that, I got a few rose fragrances that I would recommend. All right. And I got a fragrance that is honorable mention only because it doesn't have the note of rose in it. But this is one of my favorites to wear. I wore it to my cousin Deidre's funeral a few years back. And yeah, and it was hot out there, but you know what? I didn't give a damn. I wore it anyway, and I put it on somewhat heavily. All right. Now, honorable mention that I would recommend would be Bulgari Man in Black. All right. Man, what you got right here, all right, is a spicy, dark fragrance. All right. Now, typically, most people would tell you, oh, only wear it when it's cold outside. And typically, I would too, or at least watch your sprays. But me personally, I just really didn't care at that point. I think it was like 70 some degrees and whatnot. But this right here, now it has a blend of spices in here that's mixed well with this rum and tobacco note, y'all. Designer level, but good, all right? That rum is a sweet rum. It actually takes that tobacco and the spices for a twist. But on skin, as it dries down, you start to pick up that iris note, be it synthetic or not. Pick up a little bit of iris note. You also pick up some of that leather, all right? And they say that there is tuberose in here. Now, tuberose is not a rose, but it is a floral. And it does come off on the dry down. It's a little more apparent, but you've got tonka bean, guaiac wood, and benzoin and the base to provide some of that sweetness and some of the woody nature. This is one of my favorites on skin, especially in the cold weather. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. This is my honorable mention. It has Bulgari, Man in Black. And I think this is the EDP, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, EDP. All right. Now, one more honorable mention I'll go with is this one right here. Now, this was added to my collection more so recently. All right. And I mean, it's easily gotten into I'm not going to put a number on it, but it was an easy bit when I got it. I gave away a couple of fragrances from the brand, but I chose to keep this one. And this is LPO1 from Le Persona. All right. And this is also known as Mystic Rose. All right. Now, Mystic Rose has Rose de Mai, has peony. All right. It has some black pepper, which you pick up immediately. All right. Because it does give you a little spice. It also has the black tea, jasmine, vanilla, amber. All right. And in the base, it has musk, cedar, incense, and patchouli. All right. Now, and let me show you this. One thing that I love about Le Persona is that, hey, their atomizers are superb. All right. Let me go ahead and hit that Dedrick Hicks remix on screen. On screen. Yo, I love how the florals, the rose, the florals, the little bit of pepper blends in so well with the black tea and whatnot. You, of course, as it starts to dry down, you start to pick up the florals, a little jasmine and whatnot. And there's a underlying sweetness on here. And it's coming from several places, man. From, of course, the vanilla, from, of course, the amber. But the thing that I love about it is that incense takes all of that together and it gives it a spin. It gives it a spin that makes it a little sultry. Gives it a little sultriness, a little, I guess you would say a little sensuality. All right. And yo, it's just good, man. But on here, you get quite a realistic rose. All right. You get a rose in all its magnitude, all its beauty. All right. So you're going to get the rose, you're going to get the petals, you're going to get the leaves, you're going to get the stem. All right. And some of that is provided by the greenness that's provided by the tea, the jasmine, and whatnot. The patchouli is definitely giving a little earthy feel as well. But honestly, this is a really good fragrance. Now, I know women like this way more than most men, but when I wore it, I really enjoyed it. And look at that. To say that it's not even one of my favorites, and I did not decant this, and I've worn it that much, and I've only had it for a few months, but granted, everything else I've been wearing, from cheapies to designers to niche, that's a nice little dent in there. Let you know I wore it. Let you know I was feeling it. So yeah, that's it, man. Le Persona, LPO1. That's my second honorable mention. All right, now let's get to the 3 that I've worn for some of the last funerals I've joined. All right, now this next one is by far my favorite. Now I went to the funeral for my great aunt or great cousin. I guess I don't know how you would put it in the lineage, but over there in Ohio, this is the one I wore for the funeral when I went out to Ohio and I met up with that boy T Rizzy. All right, and this is none other than from the house of Christian Dior, Paris. All right, this is Ombre Nuit. All right, yo, in a nutshell, this is amber and rose. All right, amber, rose, and a little bit of musk. All right, but the musk is light, but the amber and rose is hella heavy. Y'all, beautiful on skin. I love amber. Y'all know how I love amber. And this is a not too sweet, but a definitely a mid-level sweet amber. It blends in so well with that rose. That rose starts to come out as it starts to dry down. But throughout the life of this on skin, you get amber, semi-sweet amber, and rose. Beautifully blended, beautifully crafted. It's good. It's definitely good. Hold up. What are we talking about here? My boy Dutch said he over there. Duck said, what are you smelling? Simone said, I wore Juliet Has a Gun to your aunt's funeral in December. Yeah, that's also a good one. All right. You talk about that. The siren or whatnot. I got you. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I don't know who has put their nose on this one, but this right here, Ombre Nuit, y'all, check it out. All right. One of my favorites, if not top 3 rose fragrances out there. Really good blend. I mean, you just don't get better than this. Now, I know that they got a twist, or they've got a, it's not really a flanker, but I heard that they got another bottle out. I think it may be an X-Straight or something. I haven't gotten my nose on it yet, but I definitely look forward to. But I wonder what it smells like, if there's anything different from this and that. So that'd be interesting, though. All right. So this one will be more for my cool to cold weather wears. Ombre Nuit. Let me give you one that I would wear for like hot wear. I like during the summer if it's hot outside. All right, now this one we've talked about. We did a whole live, me, Kicks, and Terrence. All right, on this particular fragrance, and let me tell you this, man. This is a freshie that, although it don't last long, I'm glad I got the 50 mil, and I'll get another one. I can keep it in pocket because reapplication, once you apply it once, it becomes addictive. You want to reapply it again as soon as you can smell it. And that is from the house of Etat Libre de Orange. All right, that is I Am Trash. I Am Trash, y'all. I Am Trash is one of the freshest, almost airy rose fragrances. All right. Now, when we were able to buy this, I got mine off eBay. From a credible seller. Actually, who was it? It was an online store. It was an online store for someone that typically we purchase stuff off of a website. All right. But y'all, this right here, I Am Trash, is you get apple up top. Let me see these notes. You get apple for sure. All right. You get an aromatic sweet apple. All right. And boy, is it good. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah, I forgot. On screen. Yeah, but you're going to get the apple in the opening. All right. There is some ISO E Super. That's the only way it's going to stick because some of these notes, when I read them to you, you're going to know that, hey, I don't expect that to last longer than 4 hours. And typically it doesn't on skin. But if you spray it on clothes, you might get 6. But here we go. Notes are apple, ISO E Super, rose, Akigala wood, sandalwood, and Atlas cedar. Now, funny thing is, when you get all those woody notes and whatnot, you would think that it might be a little heavy. It might have some girth to it. It might be something that has a little body to it, but it doesn't. This is so aromatic. I'm talking about it's so light, even though it's noticeable. It provides a great sillage, even though it don't last long. But y'all, you get the apple, sweet, crisp apple in the beginning, of course. All right. You get the rose. All right. Now, as it starts to dry down, you do pick up some of the sandalwood, some of the woody notes and whatnot. The sandalwood does give it a little body, but it's not much. It's still, because of that ISO E Super, it's still going to come across very aromatic and light. All right. You do get some of the woody notes from the Atlas cedar as well that they say is provided in here. But y'all, overall, this is a summer banger, and this is something that I would definitely wear again if I were to go and bury a relative during the summertime, like where we're going to be outside. I'm going to have to take off that jacket for my suit. I'm definitely applying this. This is great. Like I said, it's going to get you about 4 hours, maybe 4 to 6 hours typically. But reapplication is probably a must. So get you a 50 ml or don't mind putting that 100 ml bottle in your pocket or in your bag. But this is good, y'all. This is absolutely great. All right. And it was one of my favorite pickups for 2024. I want to say I think we bought this towards the middle or end of 2024. And man, I've loved it ever since, Don't let the dent fool you. I haven't worn it much, but this right here is definitely good. All right. Get your nose on it. Itat Libre de Orange. All right. And that is I Am Trash. Check it out. All right. Let me get second one here. Or no, this is the third one. My bad. Now, a lot of people know that I love the House of Killian. And, they know I love the date night fragrances, especially from the Liquor series and whatnot. But Killian makes more than just liquor accord fragrances that I like. And this one right here, I saw the notes. I think I had talked to EQ, and he put me in touch with someone. And I was able to secure a bottle of this. And this is Killian's Musk Oud. All right. Killian's Musk Oud. All right. Now, y'all, in here, let me see. Basically, to make a long story short, you're going to get musk and oud. All right. There are a few other notes in here, not really. But, I mean, I say there's a few other notes. It depends on where you go. So, Fragrantica says that it has the note of lemon, cardamom, all right, coriander, all right. And you kind of get the spices and whatnot at the beginning. All right. You got Bulgarian rose, geranium, cypress, artemisia. Then you got agarwood, oud, musk. It says it has rum, incense, and patchouli in there. Now, yeah, I see you in here. I see you in here, Duck. Yeah, definitely. I wear all of these. I'd wear all year round, but musk oud is definitely all year round wear. Yeah. It's definitely easy to wear because it's light. It's not heavy as some people would think, but it's good, man. Now, you do pick up a little bit of the citrus in the beginning, all right? But honestly, it's all blended into this musk, okay? So you're going to pick up a little bit of the lemon. You're going to pick up a little bit of spice, all right? Imagine, let me do this. Imagine putting a couple of drops of lemon, all right, in a bowl. Putting a little bit of a chopped up cardamom, a little bit of coriander in there. All right. You put some rose pellets. All right. You put some geranium, providing a little flowery overtake, kind of engulfs it, makes everything a little softer, a little powdery feel or whatnot. Then you've got cypress artemisia, all right, to give it a little green effect. And then, of course, you got some oud. You've got a couple of drops of rum. You've got some incense in there, just slight, okay? And then you've got some patchouli for the earthy effect. And then you take all that, you mash it together, and you wrap it in musk, all right? That is what you're getting here, okay? That is what you're getting here. Everything wrapped in a bowl of musk or in a covering of musk. It's ridiculously good, all right? Once on skin, the rose really starts to kick out, okay? The rose, you get a little bit of the incense in the blend and whatnot, and some of the light oud provide more of a woody feel as opposed to a stank oud. And it's good, man. This is actually one of my favorites. It's top 5. I would almost say top 3 from the House of Killian, but definitely one of my favorite rose fragrances to wear to a funeral, especially whether it's warm, hot, even for cold. This could be good. So check it out. Musk Oud. Musk Oud by Killian. Yes. All right, Simone. All right, Simone. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night, sis. Yeah. And I'm going to keep my mouth shut, I promise. No. Look. We know the fact that it says agarwood, oud, we know it's not pure oud. We know that. We know it's a synthetic feel. All right. We know that. If it were real oud, we know they charge out the wahoo. All right. We admit that. But at the end of the day, they do a good job of putting this soft oud that gives off more of a woody, almost, it gives off a woody feel blended with this incense, and it makes it really good. You know what's funny? Ambre Nuit, Musk Oud, and Bulgari, man, most of these are very seductive fragrances. And some of the wood and the incense in here makes it a little more seductive, a little more alluring at the same time. And I like that about these fragrances. I just noticed that, but all of these could be date night fragrances to an extent. Like these are really good roses, really good quality rose fragrances. Get your nose on them, man, for real. All right. And last but not least, let me go ahead and get to my last one. All right. This is number 4 for the ones I would definitely recommend. And of course, it's going to be the classic, one of my favorite rose fragrances. You already know. And that is none other than Portrait of a Lady. You see him. Portrait of a Lady. Now, on here, beautiful blend, Dominique Ropion. Put this together from the House of Frederick Mall. Y'all, look. I'm just going to read the notes and tell you what all I get, all right? So the notes are rose, clove, raspberry, blackcurrant, cinnamon, and red berries in the opening. All right? Then in the mid, you get Turkish rose, patchouli, incense, sandalwood, ylang-ylang. Last, you get incense, sandalwood, musk, benzoin, amber, cedar, ambergris, and vanilla. Y'all, gotta put this on still. Y'all, this is one of my favorites, all right? Now, this is not for everybody. You know, some of my people in my frag family, Selly, shout out to Selly. Selly knows, all right? They don't like it. You know, it has a very acidic feel. Acidic in that it is on some people's skin, if not moisturized or washed properly. I don't know. I've been told that it gives off kind of a rancid feel. And that's cool. Because I do believe that in here you get strong acidic notes, all right? You're going to get the rose, you're going to get the clove, you're going to get the raspberry, Okay. You'll get the raspberry. It stands out prominently, but you still pick up a feel of the black currant and the red berries. The cinnamon note is very natural, nothing like sweet. All right. And then, of course, you get a little more rose in the mid. But the thing that starts to turn this in a different direction is the incense. All right. Like it does for several of the other ones. The incense being both heavily in the base and in the mid, give it a twist to where it turns it and it turns what would normally be a sweet kind of tangy. It actually increases the tanginess of those fruits that are in the opening. All right. Not only that, but I think it brings out kind of a stronger earthy and natural feel for the rose that's involved. And it also brings out some of the woody nature or some of the earthy nature in it. But y'all, outside of that, in the bottom, you're also, as it starts to die down, you're going to get a little bit of sweetness. All right, not too much, but you're going to start to pick up the benzoin and the amber. Now, these are, and the vanilla. The vanilla is a dry vanilla. Benzoin is definitely not a sweet one. All right, but this is really good, y'all. I've come to love it, man. This right here is sophistication of the bottle. This right here is one that I also wear it to dress to impress, but this is what I wear when I'm dressed up and so is the rest of the family, and I am trying to look my best in honor of the loved one that I just lost. This will probably be my favorite one, my first one to wear to any funeral nowadays, but that is Portrait of a Lady by Dominique Ropion. Yeah, the patchouli does pop on skin, man. The patchouli and the incense definitely take those regular notes in a different direction, but it gives it that earthy feel. But yeah, man, on skin, this thing is beautiful. It's a work of art. All right. It is a work of art. And I love it. Easily top 3 rose fragrances, if not top 1. And I will never give this up. Never. Found this for a great price. And boy, I'm telling you right now, ain't no turning back. But that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are my fragrance suggestions for what I would wear to a funeral, man. Especially, funeral when I'm honoring a loved one, Like I said, Michael Watts passed away. He had a big influence on my college years, my college life, and some of my high school life. Jesse Jackson had a big influence over my entire culture, let alone my community. And you know what? Walt is my guy, and I know his grandmother was definitely the matriarch of the family because I could see her in him. I could see him in her. Boy, when I say I saw that picture, boy, if he didn't look like she spit him out, I don't know who could. Shout out to Walt. Again, if he's watching this, my condolences to you and your family, man. And, hey, yeah. Holler at me if you need some. Hey, well, you ain't gonna need that. Walt ain't a talker like that. But yeah, man, we praying for you. But yeah, man, that'll do it, baby. That'll do it for my fragrance recommendations for a funeral, and going from there, man. But yeah, so man, we touched on a lot today. Today was a pretty full live. Got a chance to talk about a new one that I've been wearing, got a lot of compliments from, and that's the French Avenue Safari Breeze joint. Got a chance to get this frostbite on skin. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Neeb. He definitely put together something that's good. It is good. Now, some people were expecting me to glaze it. No, but this is definitely something that I could see myself easily reaching for. Easy to wear, fruity blend. Great for multiple reasons, Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And of course, we started off with the new City Rhythm joint with my guy Luke. All right, Rhythm and Sex. Go check it out. Get you a sample or go get you a bottle. Can't lose. What's going on, Aroma, man? What's good, baby? Scent of the day is Montmorency by Coromas Aromas. Yes, man. Yes. I love that fragrance. That is nice. I think the Montmorency is the cherry one, right? Yeah. Beautiful, if I'm not mistaken. All right. But yeah, that'll do it, man. We're going to be live again, I believe, on Saturday and Sunday. Got a few things coming up, trying to put some things together and schedule some things. Got a few interviews coming along, both reviewers and people in the community, and a couple of brands coming up. So stay tuned for that one, y'all. I told y'all, big things coming. Hey, Aroma. Yeah, you're not late, baby, and I know. We have this thing on Thursdays where I know you go live, but this is right now. This is my only time now, so I apologize for only being able to pop in on your live, and show some love. So, yeah, appreciate you for coming through, bro. Late, better late than never. All right, and going from there. But going forward, y'all, either Saturday or whatnot. This is going to be the next one I open. This is probably the second most talked about fragrance out of the aromatics line that I've heard of. And I am wanting to get my nose on this. All right. Because I've heard nothing but good stuff. So we're going to see, man. Forbidden Fruit will be my next unboxing. We're going to see what's going on, man. We're going to check it out. Check it out. But, man, hey. That's all I got for you tonight, baby. Shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for coming through, spending a little time with your boy. Like I always say, you could have been anywhere but here, but you chose to be here with us. And for that, we are truly appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Truly appreciative, So, yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and leave it like that. Bear with me 1 second. Somebody is. Hold on 1 second. Man, boy, when you go live, everybody wants to get in touch with you. Everybody. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah, man. Anyway, but yeah, let me see. Hey, Dutch wanted me to see if that blueberry is gone already. Yes, it's almost gone, man. It's almost gone. But this is one where I'm gonna wear this to work tomorrow, and we're gonna get a real feel, man. We're gonna get a real feel for it. We're gonna see what's going on and go from there. All right. Yeah. But with all that being said, man, appreciate y'all for coming out again. Like I said, love having you here. Love being able to chat with y'all. If you haven't got your nose on any of the fragrances that I've talked about today, please get your nose on it. Check it out. All right. If you haven't shown them a little love yet, please reach out to Walt, DM him, message him, whatever. And, let him know you're praying for him. If you pray, condolences and everything like that. All right. But hey, with all that being said, all right, go ahead and get y'all out of here. All right. Let every sip be a sip of inspiration. And let every sniff lead to a new discovery, y'all. All right. Appreciate y'all for joining me tonight. Per usual, man. Appreciate all the love. Y'all be easy. I will see y'all on the next one, man. Yes, sir. Let's get it. To the next one, y'all. What in the world? I'll holla, boy. It's a hell of a night.